The very last lesson we're learning this year is on classifying equations of conic sections. And so you should be able to look at an equation when it's not in standard form, when it's just in random order of terms, and know what is what. All right. And so a parabola is going to only have one squared term. And the only thing that matters on these are the squared terms. So the linear terms don't matter. The constants don't matter when you're determining what it is. Only the squared terms. So a parabola will only have an x squared or a y squared, not both. Right? A circle is going to have both x squared and y squared. And their coefficients are going to be the same. Exactly the same. Right? The ellipse has two square terms. Their coefficients are going to be different, but they will have the same sign. So they'll be different, but they'll both be positive. Or there'll be different numbers in front of the square terms, and they'll both be negative. Right? And then the hyperbola has two squared terms with different signs. So one will be positive and one will be negative. All right, so let's look at our examples. So on the first example, remember on all of these, actually, you only care about squared terms. So on example 1, there is only one squared term, and only one squared term means parabola. All right, and then for number 2, we look at the squared terms. There are two squared terms, and when I look at their signs, they're different. One's a positive, so positive 4x squared, and one's negative, negative y squared. That's going to make this a hyperbola. Okay. Then for number 3, we're going to look at the squared terms only. The rest of them don't matter in any way. And it looks there's two, and they have different coefficients. So one has a 4 and one has a 2, but they have the same sign. They're both positive. That makes this an ellipse. And then finally on number 4, we have we have two squared terms. And they have the exact same coefficient. So 2x squared, positive 2, y squared, that makes this a circle. All right, that's how you classify. So your assignment is to go through and do what we just did, and then the last part, second page, is just a summary of all the things that we've learned with conic sections. And I would like for you to try and do that without looking back at your notes, just to see what you can remember on your own. Now, if you get stuck and just can't do it, obviously you can look at your notes, but try to remember out of your own head.